All right, we're in the interview portion of today's show. We are joined by Loyola Ramblers and Missouri Valley legend, point center Cameron Krutwig. Cameron, how we doing, my man?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Well, welcome to the show. Mustache looks good. We were doing a little chat before the interview. Sounds like Indiana quarantine. Things are pretty lonely.
Yeah, definitely is a little lonely. Just really strict guidelines. Just got to stay in your room, mask up, everything like that. Just trying to make the most of it as you can, and just kind of have fun with it. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, we're still here. NCAA tournament, everything, right in front of us. So we're gonna have a good time.
How's it been so far, Cam? So obviously, a couple years ago, you guys had that great run. Last year, you had the COVID shit. Now you're here again. Like, you're really making. It's really coming full circle. You're really, you've done it all at Loyola almost. So does it feel that way? Does it feel like like it was like a story kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit it on the head there with the full circle. Like to come here my freshman year and do what we did, you know, people kind of forget about you. People forget that I was here, 3 years ago, and you kind of fade away. Hear so many teams like a George Mason, or not to throw them under the bus or anything, but like they went to the Final Four, and then you really didn't hear about them much after that, and kind of they kind of faded out. And other teams have done that too. And I just kind of felt like, throughout my whole 4 years here, I've just been trying to stay relevant, and we've been able to do that. We've won the league 3 years out of the four I've been here. I've been to two NCAA tournaments, won two Arch Madnesses. So, like you said, just coming full circle, and now it's just so good to be back here, and to kind of be with this group of guys, and just we get a chance to compete one more time.
All right, so you had mentioned that it's all come first full circle. You've been here since 2016, which seems like 10 years ago when you add in a pandemic in the middle of all of it. But what's it like to be that guy that, you turn on ESPN or ESPN2 and everyone's like, how in the fuck is this guy still here? I remember when he was on Loyola 10 years ago, and he's still here dominating Missouri Valley and college basketball as a whole.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people have, oh, you're still there, you're still here, stuff like that. I don't know. What do you want me to say? I'm just in college, So I don't know. Yeah, it's all fun. A lot of people, especially because I probably, when I was a freshman there, I probably looked older than I was. Just I had the mutton chops going and everything, and I was this big guy. Everyone thought like, oh, that's a senior right there, but. No, I've been here every year, man. I've just tried to get better every year, and try to, like you said, just keep competing at a high level. And yeah, now I'm a senior, and it's crazy with what seniors can do now. I mean, technically, I could come back for another year, which would be insane, but that would be unreal. But yeah, that would just further the hysteria and stuff. So I don't know. We'll figure that out after the season, but. Definitely, like you said, just throughout this whole year, especially just the stuff we've been getting and all the media and stuff, a lot of people have been like, hey, you're still there? And it's like, yeah, I didn't leave. I never went anywhere.
So are you guys still disrespected, though? I mean, a lot of people said you should have been top four seeded. When you see an 8 seed, is there any part of the team that was disappointed?
We were at the Motor Speedway for Selection Sunday, and it was as fun as it could be in COVID. We all had to wear masks and stuff, but yeah, I mean, we were excited. Obviously, you're always excited when your name's called. I mean, you never know where you're going to play, but I think if you look at it, I think I saw something on Twitter. The top 10 teams in KenPom, or top 9 teams in KenPom, 1 through 8, all got a 1 or a 2 seed. Then number 9 got an 8 seed, and we were number 9. Yeah, I'm just not really. I guess, I mean, we're never gonna come out and say, oh, we should get a higher seed. We're gonna play whoever they give us. We're gonna come out and compete and everything. But I guess something that we were kind of confused about is just like what allots the types of seedings. And at least for me, I mean, we're top 9 in KenPom, number 1 in defensive efficiency rating, number 1 defense in the country. I don't know how that stuff doesn't translate over, but we got the cards we were dealt, and we're going to go in. We got a tough road. Georgia Tech's really good. They're playing really well. They won the ACC tournament, so just focused on them right now. And it's a tough road. So
Are you, Cam? I'm still trying to make heads or tails of you too. Are you a chip on your shoulder, fuck you kind of guy? Like, are you like, hey, everyone wants to talk about this big guy. He's more a traditional looking big guy, but hey, I could beat him. Or are you like, I go out there and I play? Like, it's the same thing.
I'm probably more of the I go out there and play. Obviously, you always got to have a certain edge to you when you go out and play. But, I'm not really into, talking shit and stuff. I mean, like, if anything, I might be too nice on the floor. Like,
I could you held when you said shit, Cam. So I could tell.
But it's like a competitive nice kind of like I'll like come out and I'll be like, hey, what are you guys running this play? What are you guys running? And like he won't say it, and I'll be like, come on, man, just tell me the fucking play. But yeah, stuff like that, or like after halftime, I'll be like, what adjustments you guys make in this half, and stuff like that. Like it's kind of like just like a competitive, like, I get to play the game I love, get to play basketball with these guys, and we've fortunately we've been able to play almost every game this year, so it's a blessing to go out there every day and play. And I don't know, guys that play like all mean and pissed off and stuff, I don't know, I never played that way. I've always played with this kind of competitive kind of just kind of edge to myself, but also knowing that, like, not everyone in the country gets to play college basketball, especially in the tournament and stuff. So I'm gonna have fun with it and just have a good time.
Yeah, we talked about the defensive efficiency. That's obviously Loyola's. That's your bread and butter. Is that more of an attitude thing or a technique thing? When you take the floor, is it more about knowing where you need to be, or is it more just man on, I'm not going to get beat this play?
Yeah, I think it's a combo of both. Coach is insane with that stuff, man. He really is a tactician when it comes to defense, and the whole staff is. But, yeah, I mean, in order to be a good defense, you got to have that technique like you were talking about. You got to have positioning, just where to be on the floor, what scouting. A lot goes into scouting. My whole 4 years here, we've always done a really good job with scouting and stuff. But then there's also that side of defense that you can't teach, that edge, that competitiveness. Like, you're not going to go by me. You're not just going to have your way with me on the floor and stuff like that. So it's definitely a kind of a double-edged sword there. But, when it comes down to it, it's probably more about that edge, more about that physicality, and just trying to get the job done on defense. I mean, we always talk, you're never going to hold a team scoreless. You're never going to hold a team to, if their average is this, you try to get them a couple points below their average. You're never going to, do crazy stuff. You just got to kind of be consistent and make it tough for them to score every time.
Does Sister Jean contribute to any of that tenacity?
No, but yeah, Sister Jean. Hopefully she comes down to Indy. I don't know if they'll allow her to, but yeah, it's been a weird year for Sister, just because she's like 101 years old. You can't be going around and everything like that. But I actually do have a pretty crazy Sister Jean story that I'll share with you guys.
Love it.
Have to.
So yeah, I got to share this. So it was it was 2018. It was my freshman year. It was the Final 4 years during March Madness, and I think it was either Dallas or Atlanta. We beat Tennessee in Dallas, and we're coming home in the NCAA charters flights. So, and like everyone's on this flight, administration, cheer team, band, everybody, So we're pulling up to the airport on the runway, and it's a big ass plane. It's like whatever 737, 740, whatever it is, and like we're all loading on, right? And Sister's in her wheelchair, and like you load from like the back of the plane, like you got to like it was a weird way to get on, and she's in her wheelchair, and like we all kind of got on the plane. Then Coach kind of comes up to like the three biggest guys in the team, like me and two others. He's like, guys, we got a job. The wheelchair is not going to fit up this ramp. So we're going to have to lift Sister Jean up, like in the wheelchair, and like lift her up into the plane. And we're like, oh, like that's a big job. Like there's some stuff that could go wrong there. And we're like, all right. So we're like huddling up. We go to the back of the plane, right? I'm like, all right. So we start grabbing this wheelchair, and like we start to pull it up. She goes, no. And I'm like, she gets up, like, she can walk, but she's frail, she can't like walk well. So she gets up and she's pretty much saying, screw that. I'm going on the plane. She gets up and just walks onto the plane.
It's a power of God.
It was a power of God moment. At that moment in my life, I was like, all right, hey, God does exist. Because it was crazy.
If she's getting on the plane, you guys are going to a Final Four. If she's getting out of the chair and she's walking up the ramp, you guys are like, we can smell Final Four.
That was in the first round.
Fuck so. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
She willed you guys to that Final Four.
Yeah.
Well,
it flew the plane.
To be fair. Hey, did you think after that Final Four, Coach was leaving? Be honest.
No, honestly not. I mean, one, there weren't that many jobs that opened up that year. It crossed my mind a couple times, but there weren't that many jobs that were open that year. And I knew that, we still had Clay and Marcus coming back for their senior years, and obviously myself and Lucas and some other guys. So Coach is a huge relationships guy, huge. So I knew, we built a relationship my freshman year with all the guys. And, I think pretty much anyone on that team could have said, hey, I'm transferring. I'm out of here. Like, we could have gone anywhere in the country. Clay and Marcus, two starting guards on the Final Four team, they could have gone Kansas, Duke, anywhere, but they decided to come back. And I think that really kind of swayed Coach's decision, just because, we built such a family, such a togetherness that, no one wanted to leave. So no one left.
And then what about this?
What was it like?
Sorry, you go, Dave.
What was it like for Loyola University to completely captivate the entire city of Chicago? Because you're a Chicagoland kid, Jacobs, Algonquin.
Yeah.
Like, what was it like? Because you don't see that very often. Obviously, they had their championship in the 60s, blah, blah, blah. But it's Big Ten country. You're rooting for U of I, Wisconsin, Iowa, Notre Dame even, and not the Big Ten. But, like, what was that like? Because everybody had a Rambler shirt on for that, month stretch.
Yeah, one of the coolest parts was so we got to Midway or O'Hare, whatever. And we're coming back down Lakeshore, right? And like as you pass Soldier Field and as you keep going, like the skyline usually, like for Bears games, it's blue and orange and whatever. There's a cause on it all the time. But like when we were going down, it was go Ramblers. That was like a pretty cool moment to see the skyline, like go Ramblers, maroon and gold and stuff like that. Like that was kind of like, oh, holy shit, like we did it. We did something here. And, like you said, just captivating the whole country. But even Chicago, like before I got to Loyola, they really didn't have any sort of, media presence or really national recognition or anything. And not to say that it was all me, we all banded together and did everything together. But just to have that reaction and everything. And the crazy thing is we never really thought like, oh, dude, we're going to the Final Four. After we won that first game against Miami, we're like, oh, it's Final Four or nothing. It was always, hey, what's the next game? What's the next game? And, we beat a bunch of really good teams on that run. And it was just, we just felt like we could beat the next team in front of us. And that's the mindset you got to have in these type of tournaments.
Was there a moment in that season when you knew, like, holy shit, we're really fucking good? Like, we can beat anybody in the country?
Yeah, I think it was maybe our fifth or sixth game. We played Florida at Florida. They were like 3 or 4 in the country. And, we started off pretty well against them and it was a packed gym and stuff and in the swamp or whatever they call it. And, and we were playing well. And then our Clayton Custer went down with a horrible ankle injury in like the first 10 minutes, like sideline, crutches, the whole thing. And it was kind of like, and I think Ben Richardson was out too, who's like one of our best defenders, kind of, I don't know if you guys remember him, but just a hard-nosed dude. And, he was out with a broken hand, so he wasn't going to play no matter what. So we were down those two guys, and, man, we just competed our balls off that night. And we ended up winning. And, I had a good game. Dre had a good game. Dante, I mean, we all the guys were playing well. And kind of after that game, we kind of felt like, hey, maybe, we could play with anybody. We kind of got confidence from that game. We could play with anybody type of mentality. And, we just kind of carried that on through the rest of the season. So I think that game helped us when we first got into the tournament. We were playing Miami. It could be a shock sometimes when you're a mid-major and you play a, Power 5 school, but we had already played an SEC school and won. So we had a lot of confidence coming from that.
And then looking ahead to this weekend, Cam, obviously it's going to be a dogfight. First round, Georgia Tech's playing some of their best basketball too. But you know what's looming after that. And I know what your answer is going to be, but you got to at least be cognizant of the fact that did it feel that way right when you saw that you were right there with Illinois, that what the little pageantry that they're doing here to you?
Yeah, as soon as the first two brackets went and we weren't, I had a feeling we're going to be 8 or 9 seed. I was hoping for 7, but I had a feeling 8 or 9. And once I saw the first two brackets revealed, the first two sides, and we weren't in it, and then I saw Illinois as the 1 seed, it was like, yeah, okay, here it comes. And NCAA wants. I mean, they lost a lot of money last year. They lost a lot of money in the tournament. They want a big storyline. They want to make it huge. They want ratings and whatever. And hey, you know what? It's fine by me. If by chance we get to that second round, it will be great. But like you said, Georgia Tech is no pushover, man. They are really good. They're playing really well, and we need to focus on them first. And they're like number 2 or 1 in the country in forcing turnovers. It's going to be a dogfight, like you said. It's not just going to be roll it out and win. I mean, these guys get up in your ass and they play hard. So we're going to need to really, really focus on them. And like I said, if chance happens and we do end up with the Illini in the second round, we welcome it.
Yeah, well, Cam, thanks, man. Honestly, being a Jacobs Algonquin kid, revitalizing a program, like it's fucking incredible. Whatever happens this weekend, it's been awesome to see your road, dude.
Yeah, hey, thank you guys for having me on.
I appreciate it, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, I'll do this whenever you guys call. I'll come on here, man. I enjoy this stuff. Just shooting the shit, talking sports, talking little Bears. What do you guys got for the Bears?
I'm waiting for the Russ Wilson tweet. Wilson tweet.
All these quarterbacks are leaving, man. All the Fitzpatrick, Dalton. I do not want Dalton.
No,
nobody does. No, he's washed, man. He's as washed as a wash can be.
I want a Jameis. I mean, let's be honest. I want a Jameis.
Me too.
I wouldn't have hated Jameis at all.
Me too.
At least he can move the ball downfield. Who did you?
Did you just become a big Krutwig guy, Eddie?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the Jameis train.
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Cam, did you have like a college team you grew up rooting for?
No, not really. I didn't really watch college that much. Like, I played so much basketball growing up, and I still play it now. Like, I didn't really watch basketball that much. Like, it would be like a basketball overload. So, like, I honestly, I grew up watching football. Like, football was the sport we always had on in the house and everything. Like, I've been a huge Bears fan ever since, I was young and stuff. And, like, 06 was like the greatest year a second grader could have in his life, Bears go to the Super Bowl and everything. So, I grew up watching a lot of football and stuff. So that's kind of where, like, if you go through my Twitter, there's a lot of tweets about the Bears, and I'll get pretty heated in the games and stuff. And to the point where some of the guys on the team don't even want to watch the game with me because it's just.
I love that.
It's just a.
I was gonna ask you that actually because I figured it was about a 95% chance you were a Bears fan and a 5% chance you were a Packers fan. So I was gonna ask you, and I was like, know what? If he's a Bears fan, we roll with that. We talk about quarterbacks. If he's a Packers fan, we just rip into him and tell him to fuck off.
That segment.
Well, good luck this weekend, Cam. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, man. Good luck. Beat the Illini.
You got to worry about the first one first, man. Come on.
No, I got you.
Yeah, what the fuck's that about, Dave? You got Alvarado. He's okay.
Hey, I like the underdog story.
Moses is overrated. Dave, hold on. Moses is overrated. Alvarado is not going to come off the floor. I'm telling you, guys are good. I love this matchup a lot. I've looked at the numbers. I've been on paper. This is why I'm nervous about my alignment with you guys because I'm not looking ahead of Georgia Tech on your behalf, but I am kind of. So
you guys got to worry about Drexel too.
Yep. Yep. Right? Nobody's looking ahead. I'm just saying, should the chips fall where they may, best of luck to you this weekend. Sincerely, so much respect for everything you've done for Loyola basketball, brother.
Hey, thank you guys for having me on again, and thanks again.
Thanks, Cam.
Yeah, appreciate you, Cam. We'll catch you soon, man. Good luck this weekend.